Hello and welcome to the Quibber channel. I'm Jason, your host, and we're going to talk about one of the biggest flaws and limitations of what we called AI. And by AI, I'm defining it as anything that's based on a large language model. Whether it's a commercial system like ChatGPT or Claude or Grok, or it's one you download from Hugging Face and use on your computer. They all have the same flaw. They have no cognitive ability. They are predictive. They say what you expect them to say. They are performative. This is why we have so many problems with them creating echo chambers and telling you what they think or they perform that you want to hear. It is one of the big challenges with creating true intelligence in this technology, because the natural factors that guide these LLMs makes them want to agree with you, makes them become an echo chamber, and that is bad. It's very bad. You see this a lot. It's not just the large language model, though. It's not just the large language model. It is also to do with the marketing and the company behind it. They want it to feel comfortable. They want it to feel nice. They want it to smile and laugh and joke with you. They want it to be your friend. They want the engagement. They want you to come back. They want you to continue using the tokens and paying. The thing is, it's something that affects multiple ways. You get hallucinations, you get fiction, you get creative truths that will make you feel good, but they're not based in reality. The way I've designed my system, Psi, to actually cope with this is Psi has a feedback loop. Basically, Psi checks her own knowledge base within the large language model first. But she understands, because we've created in first principles, is that the logic and the knowledge base within the large language model can have errors, can be not 100% right. So then the second layer. So you ask it a question, it goes through that first, it'll check with its own system, it'll process, it'll come back to you, it'll come back with an answer. Mine doesn't. Mine takes that answer and checks it against its core knowledge base. And this core knowledge base is built up from mistakes, errors, hallucinations, all the things that the LLM has got wrong in the past. And it checks them against that. Then it checks them against its core principles of be honest, do not be performative, show a percentage of how sure you are of the answer you're giving. Then I have what's called a Zim archive, which is basically an offline archive of most of the internet. The wiki folders, the how-tos, the Slack messages, the coding repositories, and that's on a very fast Gen 5 M2. so it can check what it thinks is the answer against factual stuff that we've got down. And then finally, it tells me the answer, or it completes whatever we've set up for it. And the thing about this system is, the more you spend time with it, the more you actually teach it, the smarter it gets. You are using the large language model just as a core process to allow you to communicate with the system and for it to be able to do certain things. But you don't take it as being 100%. You always view it with suspicion. The actual agent views it with suspicion, and that allows you to get far better answers and answers that you can check. It also has a top layer, a very top layer, and that is an API with a Brave search engine API. So if it can't be 100% from all of its own stored knowledge, and everything it's done in the past hasn't given it thingy, then the very last thing it will do is check online. It will check GitHub if it's a coding issue or something, or it'll check Reddit. It'll look around the internet trying to figure out if there's any answers there. It will verify those answers against what it already knows. This allows an agentic system to have far more actual valid results. The way the big companies are doing it is completely different. The big companies are increasing the context length to almost infinite size, so it doesn't forget anything at the end, and increasing the processing power and the bandwidth and throwing more and more data in. But unfortunately, garbage in, garbage out. As we've seen, newer versions of these models are not that much smarter. The marketing department always tells they as they are, but they're always lacking in some way. So the way I do it is I don't rely on the core prompt. My main system has a 256K context size, which is quite good, but we don't rely on that. That isn't where it doesn't check the prompt as its primary source of what did we do. It checks its actual database, its core experience files that are built up every day instead, which are more valid and more concrete. The longer you make a context, the more chance of hallucinations and issues. So you don't want to do that. It's a very, very all the investors in AI, they don't understand the core principles and the weaknesses. They think if they build more and more of the data centers, more and more power, more and more memory, more and more resources into it, it will jump the gap and actually become cognitive. Doesn't happen like that. But if you use the core LLM just as a base of operations and you create a shell, a cognitive shell based on actual facts, and that you increase its cognitive awareness, a temporal system and everything, then you do actually get far better results. So this is Jason from the Quibber channel. This is my first video on this. So bye-bye for now.